Hey there. If you're a teenager, or even if you're just starting to navigate the complex world of dating, you might be feeling something unique. A pressure that seems to come from everywhere, whispering that you're somehow behind. It's a feeling many of us experience, and it's especially common when you look around at your friends, your classmates, or even people online, and they seem to be hitting milestones you haven't reached yet. Maybe you've seen it yourself. A friend, let's call him Alex, suddenly walks into school one day, radiating this incredible, almost overwhelming confidence. He's not just confident, he's practically glowing, cracking jokes effortlessly, laughing louder, moving with this undeniable swagger, like he's just unlocked a secret level of life. You see him interacting with everyone, teachers included, with this easy charm, and you can't help but wonder, what happened to him? What's his secret? That curiosity, that little whisper of, what gives? It can stick with you, right? It makes you ponder, even for a moment, what could possibly create such a dramatic shift? You might find yourself thinking about it all day, that single question echoing in your mind. What has changed for him to be so incredibly different? Then maybe later that day, during a break, he pulls you aside. And with this almost unbelievable proud grin, he shares his big news. He tells you, maybe a bit boastfully, that he lost his virginity the night before. And in that moment, something inside you might just drop. It's not necessarily jealousy or even pride for him. It's more like a sudden, unexpected punch to the gut, a realization that hits you hard, because instantly your brain might jump to comparisons. He's done that, and I can barely even talk to a girl without my hands getting sweaty. It creates this overwhelming sense of being behind. Like everyone else received a secret memo, unlocked a hidden achievement, and you were completely left out. This feeling isn't unique to you. It's a common, often silent struggle that many young people face, especially when surrounded by a culture that often glorifies certain milestones. You might feel a sudden weight of inadequacy, a quiet shame, wondering if there's something fundamentally wrong with you because you haven't experienced what others seemingly have. And then you notice a shift, not necessarily a bad boy transformation, but something subtle in his demeanor, in his interactions. He might start treating others who haven't had that experience with a subtle condescension, making jokes or hints that suggest they're somehow lesser or behind. Even if he never directs it at you personally, you can feel the underlying belief. And that belief, that subtle judgment, can still seep into your own head. Because around that same time, you might start hearing similar stories from other guys. More friends, more acquaintances, reaching that same milestone. Every time you hear about it, it's like another little chip away at your confidence. Your insecurity creeps up, and your brain might even go into a quiet panic mode. And here's the tough truth that many don't admit. You might start believing that being a virgin means you're somehow failing as a young man or as a person. The worst part, you might be just 14 or 15, navigating these intense feelings at a time when you're still figuring out who you are and what truly matters. This self-imposed pressure, fueled by external comparison, can become a heavy burden, making you question your worth based on something that doesn't define it. But let's pause for a moment and look at the bigger picture. What happens next in stories like Alex's isn't always the glamorous fairy tale you might imagine. Sometimes that friend who seemed to win the lottery might start drifting away, getting involved with a different crowd, making choices that aren't necessarily healthy or positive. You might see them years later, and the energy is completely different. Not better, not healthier, just changed in ways that they weren't fully prepared for. It's not about judging anyone's life choices. Life is incredibly complicated. But the point is, losing their virginity didn't fix them or magically make their life perfect. If anything, for some, it can lead to more confusion, more pressure, and a faster dive into situations they weren't emotionally mature enough to handle. And that's when something crucial begins to click into place. You start to realize that what looks like an achievement from the outside might be a very different experience on the inside. The perception of getting ahead can often blind us to the actual journey, the struggles, and the consequences that aren't always visible from a distance. A little while later, perhaps you stumble upon a video or an article, or even just a conversation that completely shifts your perspective. Someone might say something profound like, In some cultures, a girl can face serious consequences for losing her virginity before marriage. Yet here, guys brag about it at 14 as if it's a trophy. And suddenly a light bulb goes off. You realize that the value placed on virginity or the timing of sexual experiences is incredibly diverse across different cultures and societies. It's not a universal scoreboard. It's not a definitive measure of your worth as a person. It's not an indicator of your maturity, your success, or your future happiness. This realization can be incredibly liberating. All those insecurities that had been bubbling inside you, all that pressure you felt to catch up, they suddenly start to unravel. They don't even make sense anymore because the foundation they were built on was a narrow, culturally specific idea, not a universal truth. Understanding this broader perspective allows you to step back and question the narratives that have been shaping your self-perception, freeing you from unnecessary burdens. At that point, you might also realize the profound impact of your environment, the people you choose to spend your time with, the conversations you engage in. If you're surrounded by individuals who are solely obsessed with body count or superficial achievements, it's natural to feel that pressure yourself. But imagine a shift. What if you start to seek out people who are focused on building something meaningful, on getting good grades, developing skills, planning for a future? People who are more interested in becoming well-rounded individuals rather than simply flexing about early romantic or sexual milestones. And once you make that conscious choice to change your circle, to seek out those who uplift and inspire you, something truly wild and wonderful happens. The constant thought of losing your V card or getting a girlfriend might literally stop dominating your mind. It fades into the background, not because you don't care about connection or love, but because you finally have bigger, more fulfilling goals. You're building a life that doesn't revolve around impressing others. You're investing in yourself, your future, and your authentic happiness. Realizing that true fulfillment comes from within, not from external validation. So if you're sitting there still a virgin, or if you've never had a serious relationship, or if you just feel fundamentally behind in the dating game, please listen to me carefully. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not failing. You are exactly where you need to be on your own unique path. Often, the people who are most obsessed with early milestones are those who are themselves a bit lost. They might be chasing temporary highs, seeking external validation, or trying to fill a void. They might be caught in a cycle of partying every weekend, focusing on superficial connections, because it helps them avoid facing the deeper realities of their own lives. So ask yourself this critical question: is that truly the life you aspire to? Or is it just the life you've been subtly pressured into admiring by social norms or peer groups? Because here's the real, undeniable truth. Chasing early sexual experiences or relationships for validation is often a form of instant gratification. It's a quick, fleeting high. But building yourself up, nurturing your character, and focusing on your personal growth, that is the path to long-term fulfillment and genuine happiness. You have the power to choose which foundation you want your life to be built upon: the fleeting excitement of instant gratification, or the lasting joy of self-improvement. So, from one friend to another, here's the message I genuinely wish someone had shared with me, or with you, when you were 14 or even younger. Stop wasting your precious energy worrying about losing your virginity, or about not having a girlfriend right now. It's truly not the measure of your worth. The people who are overly obsessed with these things, they're often searching for something themselves, perhaps bored, directionless, or trying to fill an internal emptiness. But you, if you're watching videos like this, if you're actively seeking to grow, to learn, to become a better version of yourself, you have so much more to focus on. Invest in your values, cultivate your ambitions, build a life that truly excites and fulfills you, independent of anyone else's timeline or expectations. Don't chase butterflies. Instead, build a garden so vibrant, so beautiful, so uniquely you, that the right butterfly, the right connection, finds its way to you naturally. Because somewhere out there, there's a person you haven't even met yet who will genuinely appreciate and value everything about you. They will value your authenticity, your patience, your unique journey, and the fact that your story isn't rushed or forced, but unfolds with genuine intention. The universe sees your effort. Your dedication to self-improvement is noticed. Your time for love and connection will absolutely come. And when it does, because you've built a strong foundation within yourself, it will be real, it will be meaningful, and it will be truly beautiful. Keep growing, keep learning, and keep being you. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.